All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to special edition mini episode of Let's Play Podcast. I'm joined here by Brian. And as of today, Wednesday, June 29th, the full player pool for the 2022 WNBA All-Star game has been fully revealed with the stars and captains already decided. Um, in the actual draft for the game will be on July 2nd. So by the time you see it, this draft will already occur. But as of now, we know the league, the WNBA itself, is returning to the captain's picks format. But this year there'll be like co-captains. So Aja Wilson and Sue Bird will represent one side, and Brianna Stewart and Sylvia Fowles on the other. So me and Brian, in recognition of the upcoming All-Star game, decided to do a pretty much a fantasy draft of what the teams could possibly look like.
So for the first, part of this, we're going to do what they would do, what we think the players are going to actually, how they're going to actually pick. And then for the second part, we're going to do it the way we would pick. So for this one, Nate's going to start out with Asia and Sue's team, and I'm going to start out with Sylvia and Brianna's team. So Nate, you can start it.
Gotcha. So I think for my first pick, and just to make sure, okay. So for my first pick, I'm probably gonna go with Jackie Young and the Aces. I feel like that's probably
the
way to go, considering that Wilson's a teammate of hers. So it feels most likely that's probably the avenue that they're gonna go with, either her or Kelsey Plum to start. But yeah,
that would make sense. All right, so they really don't have anybody, but I think this will probably be a Sylvia pick. So I think because they came into the draft together, Sylvia will probably want to take Candace with the pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And then moving on from there, following the Aces theme going on, I think the next pick for me will be Kelsey Plum. Who this is, I believe this is her first All-Star nod, so congrats to her. And also Jackie Young too.
Yeah, I believe this is Jackie's first as well.
This is the first All-Star race for that backcourt, so congrats to them.
So I think to keep the theme going with first year All-Star players, I think that they'll take Sabrina here because they feel like they need a guard. Since you have basically your front court solidified. So I think Sabrina's the next pick there. Excuse me.
All right, so Candace is Sabrina off the table. Dang, thank God. Yeah, I mean, considering if the draft goes the way that we think it is, where both Aces players off the board first for Asia and Sue, that Stewart team is actually going to be kind of loaded in terms of starting five.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that leaves Candace off the table, Sabrina's off the table, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum. Next pick. I'm trying to think what mix. I imagine Okonkwo is probably going to go next off the board.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably the way they go.
That's probably...
I was gonna say they already got 3 guards already, so it's just like with Sue, and then you also have Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum. So I imagine like these latter picks, I imagine would probably be them bolstering up the front court.
Yeah. So with that, obviously Jonquel Jones becomes the last pick. I also think that Nneka is probably a better pick for Asia's team at that point because they both could play center, but I think that it works better with Nneka because they have somebody that can play inside.
Yeah.
With Asia, whereas Jonquel might be on the perimeter a little bit more for this game. So it'll be interesting to see how Sylvia's team would do their lineup, but I'm guessing since Candace is a player that can play on the perimeter, she'll probably be like the 2 maybe, and then Jonquel 3. Jonquel and Brianna the 3, and then from there, if this is how it were to shake out. So with the reserves, I believe Team Fouls would start first. So with this one, because again, we're thinking how they'll probably think about it. Since this is Brianna's teammate, and a lot of people thought she should have been a starter. I think they take Jewel Lloyd with the first pick.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because I was thinking too. I feel like in terms of like starters, I think Sue's gonna probably defer to Asia just because there's no other like storm picks.
Yeah.
I'm here, so I think that's good. So in this case, if your team is first pick in terms of reserves, I think Hammy would probably be off the board then next, just because again aces.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now is when it gets interesting.
Yeah, this is.
I could see them going. Yeah, I think they'd probably end up going with another guard. Just because they have all those forwards. So I think they'd probably take the best guard available at that point. Another person who people thought probably should have been a starter, Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Yeah. That's good. Ooh, I think I'm trying to think. Wow. All right. See, I'm stuck here because I'm thinking in terms of if we look at the storylines of this season, like somebody who pops off, like to people who watch WNBA would be wait, where's her name? I literally just lost sight of it. Ryan Howard, right?
Yeah.
For somebody, she's having a phenomenal year. But they're already loaded at guard. They're already loaded at the guard spot, so I think what would be.
I think there's one there, but I don't want to say it because it's
just trying to say. Yeah, I'm like looking. I'm like, who?
Because I have an idea, but I don't want to give it to you until you make the pick.
Yeah. You know what? Oh man, this is actually. I'm like, I'm trying to think like which avenue they go with. I think they go with I feel like going with the forward here wouldn't hurt.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Natasha Howard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I was like, if I'm not mistaken, she did play with Seattle before she went to New York. So that's why I was like, that would probably be a pick for Sue there, taking Natasha. Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, I don't know if you really value versatility like that in an All-Star game. Yeah. In an All-Star game, but I think they'll probably would try to go guard forward here. So I'm thinking either Kalia or Ryan Howard. And I think just off the strength that she was the Finals MVP last year. Yeah. And then she came over from overseas where she was the MVP and league MVP and Finals MVP, if I'm not mistaken, overseas as well. Yeah. And then just came back and then just continued to play well this season. I think Kalia Copper ends up being the pick here.
Okay. This is. I'm trying to think. Does Ariga have any relation to Asia at least? I'm like, I know.
I don't think so, because I don't think they played like Team USA or anything.
They didn't play Team USA. I know in college, I think they like intertwined for like a year or two in terms of like while they were in school or at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's US.
Skylar probably would have been the pick there because I think they played on Team USA together.
Yeah, exactly.
So that might have been the pick for them if I didn't.
I'm stuck between Reggae, but then at the same time, like Ryan Howard, I feel like for the season that she's had, like she's a month. I think, and I know they already loaded the guard spot, but for somebody that's probably like most likely going to win Rookie of the Year, and then also like is putting in the case as an MVP candidate, I feel like I'd be remiss to have her not be drafted this high. So yeah, I'm going to go with Ryan Howard.
Yeah. Having a very good season.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, it's been a minute since I've taken a forward, so. Ooh, this is. So I'm looking at Courtney, and I'm looking at Emma, because I'm like, there's that Sky connection. You already got 2 of the 4 Sky players together. And of course, all the aces are together on that side, so that would be interesting. But you also have Alyssa and Brianna, who are pretty good players. Yeah, I think they go ahead and take Court because I think they might feel like they can get Emma later. So I'll say they take Courtney Manderson here.
Okay. Man. Okay, so you said Courtney. Yeah, that makes sense. Sky connection with Candace. Okay. Yeah, I want to get. I feel like to start off again, getting 2 forwards. Obviously, Natasha and Hanvey both have relations with both the co-captains.
Yeah,
I feel like Ryan Howard. I imagine one of them's going to pick Ryan Howard. Either one of our teams will like with the like first 3 picks in the reserve. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go really good with this pick.
Okay,
I think it's gonna be. Where we go with next?
Yeah, she was starting to slip for a minute.
Yeah, it just didn't feel right to not pick her at that point.
Yeah. Okay. Do they do it now? Okay, so we got Ariel left. We got Ariel, Emma, Brianna, and Alyssa left. So I think just because of connection purposes, they'll take Emma here because they know they can get one of the Sun players later. So I say they take Emma here, even though some people might think that's a little high.
No. Maybe. I don't. Man, it's hard to start at the table. So that leaves us with Alyssa Thomas and each guy. So Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Jones. Yeah, so I guess you will get eventually. Is that it?
Yeah, Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Jones, and Ariel Atkins are the last.
Ariel Atkins, yeah. At this point, it just comes to. Yeah, at this point, I definitely think they would favor drafting another 4. They're already really guard heavy with the starting lineup, but then you have 2 really dynamic guards coming off the bench for them, and Ryan and Enrique. So, man, it's really. I think now it just comes down to like, it's like who do you want? Like who do they value as a play? I don't know because I'm trying to think. Brianna, this is her second All-Star game. This is her second nod, and then Alyssa, this is her third. So based off, I guess, pedigree, I'm gonna go with Alyssa Thomas on this pick.
Okay. And that probably helps them because they have a versatile forward who can also handle the basketball.
Exactly.
So that probably. So even though it's another forward, that probably helps them there. Yeah. I think. Because the backcourt already for like the front court for the starters is already like forward heavy enough. I think the last pick they make is probably Ariel Atkins because she's almost like Kalia in a way where she can play both the 2 and the 3 and, have that versatility. So it's almost like getting another forward without having to like get an actual forward. And that would leave Brianna Jones as the last pick for the reserves, keeping the Sun duo together. So for what we predict will be happening, Team Wilson and Bird will have Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, Neko Ogwumike, Yerika Hamby, Natasha Howard, Ryan Howard, Enrique Ogubawale, Alyssa Thomas, and Brianna Jones. While Team Fouls and Breonna Stewart will have Candace Parker, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, Jewel Lloyd, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Kalia Copper, Courtney Vandersloot, Emma Mieseman, and Ariel Atkins. So the only like teammates that aren't playing together are Natasha and Sabrina in this draft. So that's interesting.
I think it's only because Natasha has that connection with
with Sue from the Seattle. Yeah.
I will say though, like looking at this now, I feel like I'll be very surprised if the starting, at least for the reserves, that's up in the air, right? There's different dynamics in terms of what certain starters and other teams might have relations and what may cause like captains to pick different players. So I feel like in terms of starting lineup, I think we're pretty spot on. Like I'll be very, very surprised if Young and Plum aren't the first two picks for Team Wilson and Bird.
I'd be surprised if Jackie's not the first pick, because I feel like if Jackie's not the first pick, Sylvia and Brianna will take her, just to kind of be a little catty. But I could see them taking Kelsey maybe too, just to be petty. But I think if Jackie goes first, then I think it's probably close to what we've just done. But there's always room for surprises. So obviously we can come back and revisit this to see what we got right and got wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So from here, we will now transition to the What's the Play version of the WNBA All-Star mock draft. Again, I am going to do Team Asia and Sue Bird this time, and Nate will do Team Sylvia and Breonna Stewart this time. So with my first pick, I'm gonna be a little strategic here because I know I can get one of the Aces guards regardless.
Yeah.
So I think I want to try to get like a person that could be a 3 or 4, even though their position is listed differently. So my first pick would be, based on the 2 starters they already have, it would be Candace Parker.
Okay. That's great. You have a team with Asia Wilson and Candace Parker as your front court. That is ridiculous.
And it still leaves room for another forward that can play.
Yeah. Okay. This kind of threw me off because I was gonna get a guard to start off. That just threw me for a loop. I'm trying to. Let me think about this. I'm thinking matchup wise.
Yeah. I mean, you got a 4 and a 5 right now.
Exactly. With Foles, with Foles and Brianna. It's just man, actually, because I'll take I like Foles down low, especially defensively.
Yeah.
Standing at 6'6", like she's gonna pose a threat for them, like if they want to attack the paint.
For sure.
And this is also somebody who's been defensive player of the year, 4 times now.
I think so. Yeah.
Won it. Yeah. In 2021 was the last time she won it. So it's just like, I'll hedge my bets. She's one of the best defensive players in the league. So I think I'm still gonna go with a guard. And in this case, I'm gonna go with Sabrina Ionescu.
Ooh, okay.
It's an all-star game. I feel like having a dynamic guard never hurts. Especially when they can get people the ball. So
Okay, so I'm gonna be a little strategic again, since I know I can still get a guard.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like part connection, part she can match up with Sylvia and allow Asia and Candace to move to the 3 and 4.
Okay.
So with my second pick, I'm going to take Neko Ogwumike.
Wow, that's you have 3. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this then: if you have 3 forwards in your starting 5, who do you play the 3?
I'm playing Candace at the 3 because I know she can play on the perimeter.
Okay, in that case, all right. Yeah, in that case, I'm gonna try to run you off the court. Give me Jackie.
Oh,
Give me Jackie.
okay. That was definitely gonna be my pick if I had another chance.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way at this point, like.
Yeah, if you had taken Kelsey or like somebody else instead of Sabrina, I probably would have took Jackie instead of NECA, but it's okay. I got the other Aces guard who can score a little bit. So with my last pick for the starters, I'm going to take Kelsey Plum because she fits in right with Sue, and she can focus more on scoring in this aspect than having to like play make for others because you already have Sue Bird at the point. So I think this fits my team better.
Okay, all right.
And then with that, Jonquel Jones would be your team. So you'd have, I guess you'd have John. Would you have Jonquel or Brienne at the 3?
I would probably because you get the shooting from Bree, so it's like, man, I would probably put. It's weird though because I know it's funny, like at least for Jonquel, she's like dipped in terms of like her ability to shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, she was shooting it above like 40%. Now she's like, what, I think below 40% shooter from 3. I'd probably but you know what? I think that's a great question. I'd probably play her at the 4 and Bree at the 3.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just for the shooting.
And I think Britt has slightly better guard-like skills, so I think that's a good pick as well. But I think I don't think you'd go wrong doing either person.
And I think, I know Bree. I think Bree's like a little bit shorter than Jones, and plus, like I think with this lineup, like looking at it, I don't need her to necessarily like create her own shot as much. And like if you have a backcourt like Sabrina and Jackie Young, it's like I think we'll be fine.
Okay, so. Since your team Sylvia and Brianna, you get to start with the reserves.
Okay. Give me Ryan Howard. They don't Ryan Howard.
I like it. I was thinking I was probably gonna try to wait till my second pick for that because I wasn't sure if it was too early or not.
Early.
Okay, so do I want to pick like I'm Sue or do I just want to pick? I think I can get another off guard later. So I'll just take the best who I think is the best point guard available on this reserves list, and I'll go ahead and take Skylar.
Okay, wow, that's good. I'm thinking, so I'm actually glad because there's one player I thought you were really going to take, but I'm just thinking like in terms of like how an All-Star game usually looks. I know at least in terms of like paint, like locking down the paint, I got players for it already.
Yeah,
I want my reserves people that can like fly up and down the court, and I'm thinking of like obviously like with All-Star games, not even with the WNBA, but like most sports, like not everybody's going to give. It's going to be like going at 100 constantly, but
yeah,
there's one player I know who's like gonna give their all, just like for the sake of just how competitive she is.
Yeah,
Leah Cooper.
Oh, okay. All right, that made my pick easier because it was either going to be her.
I'm about to find out now.
It's going to be the person that I'm about to take because it was either going to be Kalia or the person that I'm about to take now. So, I need another bucket getter off the bench.
Yeah.
It's somebody who I believe actually, like Sabrina, is actually taking on the Kobe legacy and continue to lift it. Yeah. I'm gonna take Jewel Lloyd.
Yeah, that's a good pick. All right. I guess actually continuing on the Kobe stuff. I think you know where I'm going with this one.
Yep.
This is what I thought you were gonna think we said the Kobe legacy because there's like.
Yeah, a lot of people wearing 24, so.
Yeah, exactly. And there's that really infamous shot she hit in the NCAA Women's Tournament.
Yeah.
When she played and they won that year. And I want my bench to be guards who can just get up and down the court. Because there's one thing when I look at that starting lineup, at least for the most, even now I'm looking at like not the Jewel, mine is Jewel Lloyd, but I like my chances with at least Ryan Howard and Kalia in transition with some like.
Yeah.
So you know what? But let me bolster the shooting. Give me Enrique.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So now I'm going to venture into the land of the forwards.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on two people because I feel like I got enough offense right now, but they're both pretty good two-way players. So, I mean, like, it's not crazy. But I think I'm gonna continue the Storm connection, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Natasha Howard here.
Nice. That's a good pick. Oh man. Where do I go here?
So we have basically all the rest of the forwards, Courtney Vandersloot and Ariel Atkins still on the board.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm also gonna venture into the forwards now. Give me. I want that versatility. This is a former Terp as well, so I gotta be alone. Give me Alyssa Thomas.
All right. Again, making my job easy. Because it was either gonna be Alyssa Thomas or the person that I picked, who I was obviously wavering on because I didn't know if I was gonna have a chance to pick her after I just took Natasha Howard. But a person who has been, I believe, a multiple time six woman of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And now she's been put into the starting lineup this year and has helped the Aces, along with obviously Kelsey and Jackie and the crew, has helped them improve their play and their pacing and things of that nature. I'm gonna go ahead and take De'Erica Hampy.
Yeah. I was debating between her two, but at the end of the day, I just personally prefer. It just came down like personal preference. I feel like things like
I understand.
That's a great pickup. Okay, it gets interesting now.
So we got
Ariel
Yeah, we got Ariel, Courtney, Brianna, and Emma left. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm guard heavy, but I would be like really remiss not to pick her because I honestly think she's a top. I don't know. I look at her and I think she's a top 15 player, at her best, which is like I guess like give me Courtney Vandersloot.
Nice.
I know I'm guard heavy, but like to get her at this point in the draft is like kind of ridiculous. But
yeah, that's a really good pick though, because that's probably going to be your backup point guard behind Sabrina. Because even though Enrique can handle the basketball, having somebody like Courtney to set up your bench is probably really good.
Yeah.
At this point. Well, I don't want to let her get away. And there's also two forwards left on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and take the person that I said I feel like is versatile like Kalia. I'm going to take Ariel Atkins here.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Yep, okay. And that leaves us with
Brianna Jones and Emma Meeson.
Okay.
This is funny because you have two Sun players and two Sky players. So which teammates do you want to pair up with each other?
It's like it's funny though. Like I was, it's just like it. Like I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, right? Like Brianna, I think most people like probably consider Brianna. This is just unrelated. Most people probably consider Brianna like the better basketball player.
That's surprising.
Oh, you think Emma's a better player?
I think maybe it's just because I know how talented Emma is offensively. So maybe the thought is because Brianna's like better defensively and she's pretty good offensively. But I think Emma's offense it's so good that I'd probably put her over Brianna, even though Brianna's probably good both ways.
Yeah, I was about to say for the versatility, Brianna probably is not. But man, this is hard.
Yeah, this is a tough pick.
This is hard, but it's an all-star game. One is, I believe, no older than 25, 26, 27, and one person is nearing, that. Oh, I think what Emma's like 29, 30. So probably. I'm gonna take youth in this case. I'll go Brianna.
All right. So the Sun keep all their team on one side. The Sky will be 2v2.
Yeah. I feel like I got enough offensive firepower as it is, so I think I can live with not getting Emma. But
yeah, the Liberty again would be playing against each other.
Yep.
The Aces, there's 3 on one team, one on the other side. So yeah, this would definitely be pretty interesting.
This could play. I mean, there is a dynamic of this playing out in terms of one of the Aces falling to Foles and Stewart. It could be Young, it could be Plum, but there's a possibility for that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see where people go. I think the reserves are definitely wild cards because it's like after we said like Jewel, De'Erica, Natasha, like I don't know, like there's not really anybody that is like okay, like what allegiances or things of that nature, like who do you like playing with basically. So that'll be interesting to see. So just to recap this portion of the draft. So we have for team Asia and Sue, Candace, NECA, Kelsey, Skylar, Jewel, Natasha, De'Erica, Ariel, and Emma. And for team Sylvia and Brianna, we have Sabrina, Jackie, Jonquel, Ryan, Kalia, Enrique, Alyssa, Courtney, and Brianna Jones. So we will probably send both of these out before the Saturday draft, so that you guys can compare and see which ones we did better on and which ones we didn't. Like to thank Nate for coming out and helping with this All-Star draft. This has been What's the Play podcast. You can like, comment, subscribe, share with everyone. Check our social medias in the description. Please follow. And this has been a great episode.
I'm going to say real quick, we're now, as of today, as we're recording this on the 29th, we're now officially on Apple Podcasts, I believe, or on Spotify as well.
Yes, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Check the link tree in the IG bio for both of those. So that way, if you don't get to catch these episodes on YouTube, you can catch them. You can catch them there. And again, this has been a What's the Play podcast, and we will see you next time. Peace. Sure.